10 success principles of the best paid communities. I've invested over $50,000 and months of time in paid communities over the last 4 years. I've learned a lot. And luckily for you, I've compiled 10 success principles of the best paid communities so you don't have to spend a dime or a lot of time wondering about the core principles yourself. So let's get right into it. So a few examples of some of the paid communities I've invested in over the years. These aren't all of them, but are as follows. Ryan Stewart, SEO, great course. Client Ascension with Daniel Fazio. Mitch Gonzalez with Executive Advantage. Neil Patel, a bunch of his courses. And Serge Gartari, he has a great course as well. And Client Acquisition. Creator Accelerator, and a bunch more. Chase Reiner, for example. And yeah, so basically these guys are all millionaires, and some many times over. All these guys run paid communities, and all these guys sell courses and or products in their paid communities. So why don't you start? Why not you? I've learned a ton of what it takes to run a successful paid community over the years, and I have a huge basically playbook. And here are just a few principles. There are 10 of them that you can apply into your paid community to make it successful today. So let's dive right into it. So what do the best paid communities have in common? 10 principles for success. So number one, engaging video content. You have to have high quality video series. These are usually dozens of videos that they have and that they're well done. They usually use like Beautiful.ai for slides. They'll use Figma. They'll use Miro like this. They'll use anything that's visually appealing and has a lot of depth. You can't just put crap videos out there and expect people to pay money for it. They utilize materials such as PDFs, Excel sheets, Google Docs, etc., that complement the videos for a holistic learning experience under each video. So each video will have at least one or two documents that they'll use for to bolster their content. First impressions matter. You can't put enough emphasis on first impressions, aka onboarding. They establish trust and credibility, and they set a clear picture for what's going to happen. So these usually involve videos and same deal, PDFs, Excel sheets, Google Docs, and it lays the kind of lay of the land, so to speak, and establish that ethos and that trust factor as soon as you start with somebody that, oh yeah, they have their shit together and they're probably going to probably know what they're going to do. And you're probably going to get success, and your confidence level is raised, and you feel good about the investment that you just made. Building an active community, really push member activity by using gamification, leaderboards, contests, etc. You kind of can share strategies and tactics to encourage engagement, such as forums, discussions, and challenges. So this is very important. Obviously, a community is only as good as its members. So the more active, the better. And the more you listen to them, the better. In-person events, definitely helpful for bonding and cohesion. I think most communities just break even on these, but perhaps upselling private dinners and VIP events will help make some of the money back. This is really for anybody who wants to go and for high-performing members. Some communities will even fly you out. I know that the guys at, let's see here, at, where are we? I know Serge does that, and the Creator Accelerator people do that as well. So yeah, there you go. Personalized coaching and support. There are layers to this. If you're just going to pay for the basic membership, you'll get basic coaching, and it's going to vary depending upon your investment level. Be prepared to spend at least $1 to $3K more on top of whatever you paid for the community to then get that personalized coaching after a certain point. And this is going to vary, and they do this on purpose because the whole purpose of these paid communities is to build leverage. And if you're selling your time for money, there's no leverage in that. And if you get access to the top guys in the community, again, they can't really scale, and it's not worth it to them, especially if they're making like 30, 40, 50, 100 grand a month. It's not really worth it for them. All right. So mastering the upsell. Be prepared to get upsell the shit out of once you get into these communities. Definitely higher ticket services. Whatever you pay, be expected to be sold more. Not like in your face, but they will be offering probably in the form of higher access or more intimate access to the founders or people who are up top. Maybe you get like one-on-ones, you get private coaching, you can get weekly calls, maybe an additional call upon like the community call or whatever. So yeah, celebrating wins, case studies. This is really the only job of the paid community founders, is to create case studies. That's it. That's all it is, really, any business. And so the best case studies tell you how much money they've made with that community, or as an example, weight they lost, or how many dates they went on, or whatever the kind of transformation is within the first 15 seconds of the video interview, because you can't fake that. And it's important to have credibility in as many forms as possible. It's impossible to fake someone coming on and telling the world that they've made X amount of money with said community in X amount of time. Next, there's value in connectivity, regular calls. All the good coaching programs and or communities, paid communities that I've been a part of, they'll get at least one weekly call with all the members, and then you can either pay for more private calls, or if you have a different tier that you start with, you might be able to get one-on-one coaching. It's usually like a Q&A, and they're usually daily. They're usually weekly. Sometimes they're daily, depending upon how intense the program is. I know with Client Ascension, they do daily calls. They're really good. They have a lot of value in there. Inputs over outputs, super important. So this is really the only, if you can get this right and case studies, pretty much have a really good business. And of course, product market fit. So inputs over outputs, just really the quality and the quantity of inputs, meaning like what drives the key metrics. Like, so what would drive sales basically is what is really the most important part. And then you can kind of start filling in the rest around that. So like, for example, is it cold outreach? Is it cold email? Is it auto DMs on LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram? Is it building a landing page? Is it building out case studies that you haven't done already? Is it building a VSL, et cetera? So these are all inputs that would help then drive sales and drive more credibility. And really, there's only 3 reasons to not succeed, and they are as follows. One, this is concerning inputs. You're doing the wrong inputs. So this is super important. You want to get the right task in first. And this is more of a trial and error. You can kind of use consultants as well. They can get you there faster. And then the second step is you're not doing enough of the right inputs. So it's really effort. Maybe you're half-assing it. Maybe you're having a tough week or month or whatever. Maybe you're going through something. Maybe you're sick or whatever. And so you want to do more of the right thing. And then the third is you're doing the right inputs and the right amount, but you're being impatient and you haven't let enough time pass for success. And constant evolution is the last one here. It's so important to regularly introduce new elements to maintain that excitement level for all the paid community members. So these are 10 of the most important principles that the best paid communities have all in common. And hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you found a lot of value. Thank you.